Okay, guys, welcome to Mediocre Gamer Man. This is the first video in the Raid Shadow Legends compilation, I guess is what it's going to become. So this channel, Mediocre Gamer Man, is basically built to give you tips and tricks on how to play certain games to optimize your gameplay. This is the Raid Shadow Legends series, where we're just going to give some different tips, tricks, do champion highlights, all sorts of fun stuff, just to kind of help y'all out. And one of the main goals of this is to take champions that not a lot of people talk about, show off rares, uncommons, some epics, things that are free to play, friendly, and give them a spotlight that they don't have. Show different team compositions that may or may not work. It's going to be a trial and error, and it's going to be just as much a trial and error for me. Well, it's going to be a trial and error for me. Hopefully, I actually figure these things out for you so that I can show you in each of these videos how they work. The other series I'm going to do, which should be loaded tomorrow, the 24th, is going to be a beginning account series where I have an account that's 7 days old, 8 days old now, and we're going to go from the start of it, that first week, and we're going to highlight each week, show off where the account's gone, and have you guys comment, when I should pull shards, or, what y'all think I should do with different team compositions, how I should, put gear on there, or, we could just talk about kind of how to optimize the account. And it could be a learning experience for both you and me. Nobody's done that out there where they've taken an account from the beginning to help you beginner players showcase how to actually start the game and move forward, and that's kind of what I want to show you. But for this is a pure tips and tricks video. It's just 5 tips that have really helped me, push my gameplay on my main account, this account, and any other accounts. First and foremost, let's talk about campaign farmers. That's going to be tip number 1, numero uno. Campaign farmer. If you picked Kale, you picked Aethel, you're set. Level them, put the lifesteal gear you get that's free, because you get those daily login rewards. You get a full set of lifesteal gear. Pick the best 4 pieces off of that. The best pieces that have things like, I chose this one because it had attack, and I actually triple rolled an attack stat, which is pretty good because they, boost your attack. Attack kind of can start falling off as you get to mid game and late game. You want to actually boost things like defense, crit rate, crit damage, speed. Those help with your survivability more than the attack stat. But I got, good speed on here, and I got a good crit rate, so I put that on here. With the helmet, I got a speed roll, I got attack stat, and I got crit rate. Once again, an amazing piece to throw on there. This was an attack stat piece. Eventually, I want to try and switch this over to defense percentage, defense percentage is probably going to be, or HP. Either one could work, but I think defense is going to be best. But, move away from that attack stat, because he's going to hit hard either way. Defense will help his survivability. And then finally here, I actually got lucky. The roll on these was speed. And speed is king, especially early in mid game. As you get later on, you're going to have speed leads and speed champs that actually boost your turn meters and stuff. So you can actually pull the speed back on some champs, and you got to work on fine-tuning it. But you almost always want speed boots regardless. But yeah, I got good rolls, more attack, more crit rates, and defense and HP. Honestly, I could not ask for a better piece of gear to start a champion with than this, because it had a little bit of everything that you need to kind of boost your champion. And then I got crit damage on the gloves. Got a triple roll on flat HP. I'll take it. HP percent and flat HP, kind of depending on the champ, may or may not matter. So, not to belabor this too much, but then I've got a basic offense epic shield. Not really the best rolls, but not the worst either. But that's my campaign farmer. That's what you want to look for. You want somebody who, like Kale, like Aethel. If you don't have either one of those, and you started during the Horden event, Horden's actually amazing. He is my son's account. It's actually Horden is his campaign farmer, and does an amazing job. But sometimes you get lucky, and you get ones that can do it if you picked Elhain is actually amazing because she's a multi-hitter. Gaelic is good. He's just, in the beginning, he's harder to build up for campaign farming, but once you get him built, he's a great champ to use. I'm not saying anything against him, but Kel and Aethel are the best. But that's tip number one. Number one is focus on your campaign farmer, get him to 6 stars, get him ascended, because ascending is super important. Get him great pieces of gear. Like as you see here, I've really boosted the gear on him. Like he's got some 16s on the bottom row. They're the ones you need to max first. And then you max the top row. Because the top row is all flat stats. The bottom row is your percentage stats and speed. You want to boost those first. So that's Kale. So we'll switch over here. Okay. Number 2. This one, I'm kind of putting these out of order, but I wanted to mention this because I think it is just as important as boosting your campaign farmer. Because the amount of sadness not following this rule has caused me personally in this game. There's no words to describe. Save your shards, guys. Mystery shards, pull them. You're gonna get mystery shards so much you don't know what to do with yourself. Right now, I can go into the market and let's see, buy me 1. That gives me a purchase at the market. Buy me 2. That's all. But that's 2 right there. I've got 6, or I've got 8 now. I had 6. I could probably get a couple more just by doing the campaign to start leveling stuff up. If I wanted to go into dragons, I could get 2 or 3 from a drop there. You're gonna get the mystery shards. Burn them. Do whatever you want to do with them. I personally make sure I have at least 10 a day, so that you can do this quest. Hold on, where's it at? Summon 3 champions. I summon 10, and here's the reason. Increase champions level in the tavern 3 times. If you summon 10 champions, you take one of your 2 stars, feed all the 1 stars you get to it, you get at least 3 levels. Sometimes you get like 6 or 7 on a 2 star that you can then level up, rank up to 3 stars, and that's 2 of those right there done. That's 2 easy quests done. You ain't got to worry about. And it helps rank up your other champions. You can't really beat that. It's kind of a 2-for-1 deal. Like I said, optimization. But Sacred Shards. I just got done going through burning the gems I had. I had about 1,200 gems. And I burned through all the gems. I summoned all these on the shards. Not for this account, on my main account. And I did get Stagnite on that, but that's the only thing I got. So I want to start, something I'm going to do on the newbie account that I've built, is I'm going to save up all my shards until like a good 2x event or a good 10x, and hopefully have around 30 shards on a free-to-play account that's pretty good, and just, use them all for that. What I have been doing, and what I suggest y'all try not to do, is when you get to like 5 or 6 shards, they start itching at you. You start feeling it. You look at them because they're just staring at you. And you just go in, you start popping them. You go in, you hit summon, and you just stare at it. Or you do the whole thing like I do, where I look away, like, oh, I don't care what I get. And it's, the blue, and you end up getting something like Adjudicator. Whereas, what did I get on this one that was so fun? I don't know if it was on this one or not. Oh, yeah. There it is. Still Boyer. I got Still Boyer. I got this. This is the saddest draw I've ever had on any account ever, because it looks just like Apothecary, which is the best healer in the game. One of the best the best rare healer in the game. And then, of course, Preserver. Looks just like Valerie. Isn't Valerie. So, save up your shards for the good 2x events, the good 10x events, and try to use more than 10 or 12 at a time, and hope you get like good epics and legendaries. I don't do that. That's something I need to start doing, and I think it will make a difference. Because a few times I've used more than 20, I've gotten a legendary on my main account, and I got some really good epics. So there's something to be said for it. Next. Okay, so number 3. Number 3 is how to, we talked about, shards. How do you get champions? How do you get good champions that are actually going to boost your account without burning through shards? You can get rares from mystery shards. In fact, the actual, this right here, the second kill I got, the dupe, was from a mystery shard. I think I did like 5-10 mystery shard pulls. I had 50 mystery shards and went through them, and one of them was a blue, and it was a dupe kale. Sometimes these things happen. That's how I pulled my apothecary on my main account, was through a mystery shard summon. It happens, and those are great, but there are ways to get really good champions without having to burn shards, without having to spend money, and it's through the campaign. So let's talk about these. This is actually, like I said, number 3, Farmable Champions. Farmable, free-to-play champions that are actually really decent. The first one is actually in the starting area. I'm going to warn you, if you're doing this on normal or hard, you have to play the battle, push through it, just keep doing it over and over and over again until it drops. They say it doesn't matter, but I have, through hard experience, figured out that if you do it on normal, your chances of getting the good champion out of the 2 rares, because a lot of times these are got 2 rares, getting the good champion out of the 2 rares is near impossible unless you're on hard or brutal or nightmare. So just go to brutal once you get there, or you can do it on normal. That's how I got my War Maiden. We'll talk about her. But Valerie's a great support champion. Her A1 is, it's an A1. It's what makes her look like she's not powerful, but she actually is. When you get to her A2, she decreases the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn and places 25% attack. It's good, but once you've ascended her, she gets the increased duration, but she also decreases duration of all debuffs on all allies. So bombs that are placed on you, poisons that are placed on you, defense down, hex, heal reduction, all of those get knocked down 1. Helps immensely with Ice Golem, dragons, clan boss, because if she does that, I'm 99% sure, I've only ever seen it 1 or 2 times, and I'm fairly certain it was because of her being on my clan boss team, that the stun that gets hit, it was dragon. On dragons, when he does the scorch and it stuns you, she used that and it knocked out all the stuns, so everybody was able to use their turn. Amazing. You book it down to a 3 turn. It's the only book it needs. If you get really lucky, you hit it, you're good. And then on top of that, she has a shield. Not the best shield, but she's got a shield, and she's a farmable champ, and she's got that debuff, decreaser and a buff increaser. So amazing champ all around. She heals each ally according to the number of buffs they are currently under. So if you've got, see right here, she increases the duration of all buffs. So you got champs that increase your attack, increase your defense, place things like continuous heal, increase accuracy. Well, that's 4, and then she can increase the duration of all those, and then they can put them back on again. Well, that's 4 that's already on you all the time. Let's say you got like a speed booster, like Haikatoon, which is free. You get her from logins. That's another one. And if you build your team around that, you can actually build a team where she can actually heal pretty decent, and give you a really good shield on top of that. Let's see. Conqueror is not bad. He's not great, but early on he removes buffs. He's got a cleanser. So, and this isn't removes it at a percentage. It removes 2 random buffs. So let's say you're going against something that has a couple of buffs. A lot of the early stuff only has like 1 or 2 buffs. He'll remove them. He'll remove the increased defense. He'll remove that unkillable that you can't remove from some of the faction wars. It's kind of nice. And he can put that down to a 2-turn cooldown. And then this one, Purge. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. Amazingly useful in arena for people who use revive teams, and also for Ice Golem, where he revives his champs every turn. Those 2 guys beside of him, this guy stops that. If you build him to hit hard enough, he'll do this. It's on a 5-turn cooldown. You may have to use manual for it, but it's worth it. I mean, no, it's on a 3-turn. He knocks it down to a 3-turn. See, it cools down here and cools down there. And it hits pretty hard. His A1, like I said, is a two-hitter. I've never used him for that on like Fire Knights or anything. But I don't know that he would be useful on a Fire Knights team. No. I may try him. I may build one of these up and use them on a Fire Knights just to see. Let's see. There's nothing there. Nothing in 3. The next one's in 4. Spirit Host, and both of these are actually decent. Yeah, Spirit Host, she heals by the damage inflicted, and it hits hard. Easy to book. Increases attack. Once ascending gets that 50%. The high one, amazing. And then she's a cleanser. Removes all debuffs on all allies. So remember how we talked about with Valerie? How Valerie knocked the number down? Well, this girl, she removes all of them. And she places a block debuffs. So if you have her, you may not need the Valerie, but you have to think this is only on a 5-turn cooldown when fully booked. So the Valerie could actually help cut some of those debuffs over time to keep your team alive. Greybeard is mostly used in like faction wars and stuff. I've seen him used some in like you can use him, I guess, in any of the dungeons. I wouldn't use him in Fire Knights or in Spiders, but you know the other ones. He's got a provoke, a freeze, and he does defense damage. You can boost his defense up, and he has counterattack and shield. So I mean, he could be useful for those. But I mostly use him as an early help in like the campaign and some of the dungeons and stuff like that. And then the last one I want to talk about, yeah, for now. We'll do a whole farmable champ thing on here, but this one, if you get none of them beyond her, that's perfectly fine. She will run you to late game without a problem. War Maiden is one of the best supports, one of the best rare supports in the game. Everybody talks about it. There's thousands of videos out there, I wouldn't say thousands, maybe hundreds, showing how amazing she is. She has a poison. It's the weak poison, it's the half poison, still a poison on a free champ. And then this, she attacks one enemy, places a 50% increased attack buff on this champion, places an extra hit if this attack is critical. Now the extra hit cannot be critical, so you can't just keep rolling this over, but you boost her crit rate all the way up. She hits twice on this and increases her attack. She hits hard. And lastly, you have to ascend her for this because it's definitely worth it. The easiest way to get a decreased defense debuff is this girl right here. It can be booked down to a 3-turn, holds for 2 turns. Once it's booked, it's at a 100% chance. You just have to make sure her accuracy is high. Accuracy. I gotta slow down. I have this tendency to really start speaking fast, especially when I didn't. Like Jorge used to help me out in J&J's Lowdown. He would keep me slowed down. I don't have the ability to do that on my own. Y'all just got to bear with me. I'll get there. But fully booked, she's at 100% chance. Now, what that means is she's going to land it, but it could be resisted. So you got to make sure to boost your accuracy. That's something a lot of people don't tell you. I've watched a whole bunch of videos early on and never could figure out why they said you had to boost your accuracy if it was 100% chance. It's because she's always going to land it. But the accuracy determines whether or not it gets resisted against their resist stat. Resist stat. Sorry. Alright. But those are the main farmable that really, in the early game, you need to really push yourself to get because they're absolutely amazing. Eris is one too, and we'll talk about her in a future video, probably sometime later this week or early next week. I'll go into all of the really farmable champs and how I still use them and what I use them for. But that right there is, you know, in my mind, one of the most important tips is use the resources the game gives you to get free stuff. Because you're going to get High Katoon, amazing speed lead. Yaga the Insatiable is good for clan boss, which is useful. Dark Aethel, great for spiders. The game gives you free stuff. Use it. But that's that was tip number 3, I'm fairly certain. Yeah, that was tip number 3. Okay. So let's move on to tip number 4. Okay. Tip number 4. Missions and challenges. So, one of the things that I didn't do on this account, well, I did do on this account, didn't do on the 7-day account, was I focused on my missions pretty hard in the beginning. As you can see, your missions are super important because you get this at the end. This is not obtainable until you get to mid-late game because you have to be able to get into the gold in the arena. But she's considered one of the best legendaries in the game, bar none. So, definitely something to constantly work for because they are not easy challenges. Some of them are time gated through dungeons, like you have to do certain things on dungeons, including your keeps. So you have to make sure that you're keeping an eye on those. Some of them require you do certain things in the arena. You land certain debuffs. You level certain types of champions. So just keep an eye on it. But the 300 gems can't be, denied as a good reward. You get a sacred shard, 2 legendary tomes that can be used on her once you get her. So keep those in mind. And then you got challenges. A lot of people say in the beginning it's so hard to get books and it's so hard to get shards. It's really not if you pay attention. The game throws things at you for your first 60 days. If you do all of your challenges, your champion challenges, like I'm on 4 right now, and I'm getting epic tombs. Originally, I think it's rare tombs in the beginning, but win a win a campaign battle using 4 champions level 50 or higher. I can do that right now if I wanted to go ahead. In fact, you know what? We'll go ahead and do that so I can show you how it switches over. We'll just do this. I'm not even worried about it. Level 50. There it is. So the missions and challenges they're not going to boost your account in any kind of sense as like make you more powerful, but they give you rewards that are really going to help you out. Like I said, save those shards, getting better champions. People say, hey, it's so hard to get stuff. It's not if you're willing to put in the time and effort to do some of the stuff the game throws at you. We got that. So let's go back here. Oh, campaign, there it is. Claim. It's going to give me 100 energy, which I didn't need, but I'll burn that out before I leave. Epic Tomb. Now look, it's a legendary tomb. Keep a champion from every faction in your collection. Claimed. So easy, so done. Upgrade a magic champion to rank 6. I'm going to be doing that later. Upgrade a spirit champion to rank 6. Probably going to be doing that later too. Force champion, my war maiden. She's right there, and these are going to give me some gold. Fully ascend a rank 6 champion. Of course I'm going to do that. That's what my kill's for. You see these all kind of feed into one another, and then I get a legendary tomb out of it. Then this. The only thing I got left to do, these are hard because you got to get certain stats on certain different pieces of gear from different areas. But you get epic tombs, or not epic. You get rare tombs. Super easy to come by, but still really important in booking your early champions. The dungeon ones, definitely work on the dungeon ones. Some of them are really hard to do, like remove or steal a shield buff in the Magic Guardian while beating stage 7 of the Magic Keep. I gotta figure out how to do that one. Working on that. Place a heal reduction debuff. I don't have anybody that does heal reduction right now. But see, I'm on part 3 of 5. These are harder, but they give ancient shards. And I think the last one gives a void, but I haven't gotten there yet, so we'll see. And then finally the arena ones. When you push through and I finally reach bronze 3, I'm going to get me a rare tomb. Plus, I'm going to finish this mission and I can move on to clear stage 7, which I've already done, and get my 300 gems. And then I can, once I get a good champion, I'll probably buy the masteries or something. I don't know what I'm going to do with them quite yet. But challenges and missions, super important. Keep an eye on them. They really help get you those early game shards and books to help boost your account. So, but that is tip number 4. Yeah, I'm running. I don't remember which numbers I'm on. So, but that's simple. Tip number 4: missions and challenges. All right, be right back, and we'll get on to the final tip number 5. Okay, Tip number 5. This one is the easiest. No one should forget to do this. And I'm only putting it on this list because it is one of those things that I actually know people who forget to do it on a daily basis. And it is the daily quest. Some of the people in our clan say, hey, how are you getting so many gems? How do you have so much energy to do all this stuff? It's the daily quest. The daily quest, I've only done one, which is the purchase an item at market. But if you look, this one gives you free energy, gives you experience to level up your account, which I don't know if anybody notices, but your progression rewards, you actually get stuff when you level. Like right here, I can't wait to get to level 60 and eventually level 75 and then level 100. You get all of this stuff as you level up. So the daily quests boost your level. They give you more experience. All of these do. No reason not to do them. It really helps boost your account quicker. Plus, you get free silver. You get lesser arcane potions, which if you just do that quest every single day, which you shouldn't be using less than 50 energy a day anyway, that's free arcane potions. You don't really have to worry about doing the arcane keep as much as you do the other ones. And then if you're doing your hold on, which one is it that gives you that? Oh, if you're doing like events and stuff, some of the events give you the higher end potions. I'm not saying don't do the keeps. The keeps are super important for Ascension, but there are ways to help get some of the higher end ones and help keep a steady supply of those potions coming without having to burn all of your energy in a keep. And that's through like daily quests and looking at the events and seeing which ones you can do easily without hurting yourself too much in your progression. But don't forget these 10 gems every single day. That's 70 a week. And then of course from there you're looking at 280 a month just for that. It doesn't seem like much if you think about 10 a day. That's 280 a month. And then you think about 10 months, that's 2,800 for 10 months. That's less than a year. Makes a difference. Plus you get an ancient shard every 5 days. As long as you're burning through all the rest of these within 5 days, which honestly none of them are that hard to do. Upgrading our champion to rank 4 probably takes the most time if you don't prepare for it. But the rest of them, super simple. Every 5 days, you're getting an ancient shard. That means in a month, you're getting 6 of them. Plus, you're getting a void shard, and you're getting a sacred shard every single month. I know what you're saying, but that's every month. I want these champions now. If you're free to play, that's just how it works. But remember, there are other ways to get sacred shards. There are other ways to, like I said, working on all of your missions. And then finally, like with your campaign, working on these down here. I think on normal, I've got all of them. You get a void shard, and that's by starring all of these. On hard, starring all of them gets you a sacred, and then of course you go on brutal. And then eventually, once you get towards in-game viability, you're going to be doing faction wars, which starts boosting it, and you get like shards here. And as you get the higher numbers, let's see, here it is. See, once I get, I think right here is where I am. I'm here. And then, you get some shards here, pump up here, you get some more shards. You start getting like void shards, and then you got void shard, legendary tombs. And you see the rewards start to increase. And then when you get to here, you got sacred shards. And then you got void, and a sacred. But once you get all of the stars, there's actually a new champion coming out that is extremely, extremely OP to the point of absurdity. But you'll get her. So you want to boost your account, working on all of that. And it seems overwhelming, but I think those 5 tips, working on each one of those, kind of keeping a balance of them, is going to be the best way to progress forward. But I think that's all for today. If y'all have any comments, you have any questions, definitely comment in the section below. Like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. I'm actually thinking about doing a Twitch where I level up the new account, which I'm going to showcase tomorrow. I'm going to level up that account on my Twitch channel, Every couple of days, I'll just do like an hour or 2 hour Twitch where I'm doing all the dailies, doing my dungeon runs and stuff like that. Y'all can join in and see what I'm doing and see if how y'all want me to play the account. But for now, that's really all I've got here. There's going to be a couple of more videos coming on this week, and moving forward, I'm hoping to have at least 3 videos a week on this account, this raid, and then on the other account it's going to be once a week, and then there's going to be the Twitch, and so you'll see that tomorrow. So thank y'all so much for joining me on my new channel, Mediocre Gamer Man. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe in the section below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you got any questions, anything you want me to focus on, to look at, champions that you saw while I was scrolling. You want me to focus on those? I'll do it. This account's for you guys. And the other account, the newer account, is actually to help y'all see where to go when you grow. So hopefully this is a learning experience for all of us. Y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining me. Take care, guys.